In a world shaped by forgotten wars and fallen empires, this is Echobarrow, where history whispers back. June 28, 1914. Sarajevo. A royal motorcade rolls through the city streets. Crowds are out, the weather is warm, and it looks like any other ceremonial visit. But by the end of that day, 2 people will be dead, an empire will be in shock, and the world will be on a collision course with war. This is the story of the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, not just the textbook version. We're diving into what really happened, the bad planning, the wild coincidences, and the teenage assassin who changed history by total chance. Welcome to Echobarrow, where history whispers back. So first off, who was this guy? Archduke Franz Ferdinand was the heir to the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Not exactly a fan favorite. He was stubborn, kind of blunt, and super conservative. But he was next in line to rule one of Europe's most complicated empires. In 1914, the Austro-Hungarian Empire was a mess. Dozens of ethnic groups, rising nationalism, and tons of tension, especially in the Balkans. That's where Serbia comes in. Serbia wanted to unite all Slavic peoples in the region, including those still under Austro-Hungarian rule. And guess what? Franz Ferdinand was against that idea. So to some Slavic nationalists, he wasn't just a symbol, he was the problem. Franz Ferdinand decides to visit Sarajevo on June 28th. Bad timing. That day just so happened to be Vidovdan, a Serbian national holiday, the anniversary of a big medieval battle Serbs see as sacred, kind of like doing a royal parade through Boston on July 4th if you're a British king. He was also there in military uniform, representing the empire. So yeah, not a great PR move. But he wanted to inspect the army and show the empire's presence. What he didn't know? A group of young Bosnian Serbs, trained and armed by a secret group called the Black Hand, were planning to kill him. The team was made up of 7 guys, mostly teens and young men. The oldest was 27. The one you'll remember, Gavrilo Princip, just 19 years old. These guys weren't professionals. They were idealists, nationalists, and pretty disorganized. Some had tuberculosis. Some had barely held a weapon before. But they were angry, and they were ready to die for the cause. They were given bombs, pistols, cyanide capsules to kill themselves after, and a pretty rough plan: line up along the motorcade route and try to hit the Archduke. On the morning of June 28th, the Archduke and his wife Sophie ride through the city in an open car. No bulletproof glass, no serious security. The assassins line up along the river. The first guy sees the car and freezes. Second guy, same. The third, Nedeljko Kabranovic, finally acts. He throws a grenade. But it bounces off the folded-down roof of the Archduke's car and explodes under the car behind them. Several officers are wounded. The Archduke is shaken but unharmed. Kabranovic swallows his cyanide and jumps into the river. But the cyanide doesn't work, and the river's like 4 feet deep. He's dragged out and arrested. After the failed bomb, the rest of the assassins panic. The motorcade speeds away. Most of the plotters scatter. Franz Ferdinand is like, okay, let's cancel the rest of the day. But instead, they decide to visit the hospital where the injured officers were taken. No one tells the drivers they've changed the route. So the car takes a wrong turn. And that's where fate steps in. Gavrilo Princip had wandered off after the failed attack. He was grabbing a sandwich, no joke, when the Archduke's car literally turns the corner and stops right in front of him. The driver is trying to reverse. The engine stalls. The car is stuck. Princip steps forward. 2 shots. Franz Ferdinand is hit in the neck. Sophie in the abdomen. Both die within minutes. Sarajevo is in shock. The Austro-Hungarian government is furious. But what's weird? They don't act immediately. It takes weeks before they blame Serbia officially and issue their ultimatum. Meanwhile, all the assassins are caught. Some, like Princip, are too young for the death penalty under Austro-Hungarian law. He's sentenced to 20 years. He dies in prison from tuberculosis 4 years later. The press downplays it at first, but behind the scenes, Austria is planning its move. and Germany is backing them. The fuse has been lit. On its own, the assassination didn't have to start a war. But the politics of 1914 Europe were a powder keg. Alliances, pride, nationalism, all stacked up like dominoes. This one random moment, a teenage assassin, a wrong turn, a stalled car, becomes the trigger for a conflict that would kill over 16 million people. That's how fragile peace was. That's how random history can be. So now you know what really happened in Sarajevo. Not just a headline, a chain of messy, human, unpredictable moments. If you like this story, make sure to like, comment, and hit subscribe. Next up, we're diving into how this local assassination turned into World War. It's going to get even more intense. Thanks for watching Echobarrow. History isn't quiet. You just have to know where to listen.